Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We've got the whole universe now as our very first card. This is really, really good. Sometimes the universe card is a card that is kind of, it's the way that the way the tarot might be asking you the question, what is it that you're trying to ask, right? What is it that you want to know? And maybe this is, maybe this is a good point. Maybe it's a question of, what are you really hoping to get out of this tarot reading? What is it that you really need right now? What is the question that you want to ask me? Spirit, not me, tarot, what is on your mind? Yeah, because I feel like this universe card could become anything. We could be talking about literally anything and everything here with this card. It's infinite, right? Sometimes this card is about things taking too long. Why are things taking so long? Why is there a delay, right? Starting to get a little impatient. Sometimes this card is about feeling as if we are cold and lonely here in space, It is a vast universe, and sometimes it feels as if the space between stars is very, very distant. So it could be that we are in this expanding universe and we feel like we're getting further and further away from our people, further and further away from our purpose, from our path, of things that mean something, things that are even recognizable seem to be getting further and further away from us. So this might be a card that says we need to start, we need to magnetize ourselves. We need to start bringing things closer, not further away. All right? I don't know if the universe is actually expanding or contracting. I don't know. But I feel that sometimes in life, we, in our universe, we as microcosms, feel that our universe is getting so big, that our world is expanding, and we're getting further and further away from everybody. And as our world expands, gets more complicated, it still feels that way. There's the distance between stars. Right, the space between. Shout out to Dave Matthews, one of my favorite artists. I heard he's a fan of the channel too. He watches his readings, I think, regularly. Sometimes it feels as if the space between our energies is getting so fast. Okay, we got to put this card into some context. Excuse me. We need to know what's on your mind. What is the question that you're trying to ask? What is the answer that you're seeking, right? The universe has that funny way of being where it's like, it'll tell you every single answer you ever wanted to know. You got to know how to ask the right question, Let's see. Let's put it into some context. This is a very earthy card, too. We could be talking about money. Maybe there is a delay in money, right? Here's the Hanged Man. There is a Knight of Wands. Interesting. A Knight of Swords. A Knight of Cups. Are we going to go 4 for 4 here? No. Ace of Wands. A Nine of Wands. I always think of this card as the 9 and the 10 of Wands are very interesting cards to me. Because the 9 is kind of saying, I am one against many. The 10 of Wands is saying that we are two against many. Right? So it's kind of like we've linked up, we've joined up with someone. This, I think, is you really going solo. This is you looking at a future where it's kind of you against the world. Okay? Maybe we don't want that. Maybe we want everything in the world to get a little closer. We don't want to get further and further away from every other star, right? We've got a 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is a lot of, I think this is a big income change happening for you. Huge income change, right? It's kind of like you're sort of, yeah, maybe you're going solo at this effort, but you're putting in all the work, you're getting all the rewards, right? If you're doing all the work, of course, you're going to take all the pay. You know, you're getting all the money for it. But the 5 of Cups, then a 9 of Cups. And there's our other knight. Oh my gosh. This is nuts. We've got all 4 suits, all 4 knights. In poker, I don't know what this would be. A flush? I don't know. A full house, a straight? I don't know. What would you call this in poker? We've got the Knight of Wands, Cups, Swords, and Discs. We've got the whole... We've got everybody. We've got the leader of every kingdom here for you. So to me, this is the feeling as if you're getting support from every quarter. You're gathering all the leaders around you. It's like you're putting together a dream team. You know, the MVPs from every sport, every team are coming now to work with you. So to me, it feels like this is really, you're selecting the best of the best. The universe is putting the very best experts in your, it's kind of, I don't even know. It's Gordon Ramsay going into a restaurant, right? And just saying, I've hired the very best chef in the world to come and fix your kitchen for you, you know. I feel like these are the best of the best. Yeah. These are the exact people, places, and things, the resources that you need to, I think, realize your goals, to achieve this wonderful success in life. I do feel that this is, I don't know if this is a business thing or if it's something financial. It feels like there's a huge financial component. I feel like this is really a huge income change for you. Okay? Because we're starting out with this Hanged Man in this universe. It's kind of like we're just cold, floating in outer space. And we're just sort of, we're almost just surrendering to the gravity, right? Surrendering to the unknown. Perfect circle reference there. It's funny how often song lyrics pop into my head, believe it or not. But it's kind of like you've already resigned yourself to just being cold and lonely, doing everything yourself, and whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be, right? I think the universe is surprising you with all of the right things, all of the right people, all of the right resources coming in, and turning this 5 of Cups to a 9 of Cups. Yeah, this disappointment, this sorrow, this worry and regret and all this, turn it to just absolute bliss and abundance, right? 9, 9, 9. Unbelievable. I don't think this is just financial. I think this is going to be something emotional, spiritual, creative. It's fulfillment on almost every plane here. Okay? I mean, literally, this is something that's affecting every area of your being, your creative, your intellectual, your emotional, your physical, financial world. Everything is getting like a jump start. Everything is getting a jump start. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. It's a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to put our little horse, Mr. Ed, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need if you have a prediction for that card. Put it in the comments down below. We can do it together as an exercise of intuition. Now let's look around here because this is kind of cool. We've got this major arcana energy here. And that's it, nowhere else. So it's the Hanged Man and the universe. It's almost as if you're kind of saying, that's it, universe, I give up. Whatever this is, fine. I ain't gonna try no more. You know? That it's almost like, it's just kind of saying, this is my fate. I'm just gonna turn around like a cartoon. I'm just gonna turn around, I'm just gonna fall into the river, and I'm just gonna be carried downstream and never to be seen again. You know? It reminds me of a cartoon or something. Because it's kind of saying like, if this is my fate, then I'm powerless to struggle against it. It's almost that we've given up asking the questions. And it's just, I'm just here. Just do whatever do whatever you want. You know, it feels like that kind of resignation. It's almost the idea of, let's say, an astronaut who's out in space and their tether gets cut and they're just floating away in the vacuum of space. You can struggle all you want. You can swim. You can paddle, doggy paddle, whatever. You're not going to change your trajectory, your momentum. You're in the vacuum of space, right? There's nothing to swim against. There's nothing to. It's no point in struggling against it. You're just sort of. At some point, you just kind of stop struggling and just say, whatever. I'm just gonna keep floating out in space. You know. Keep thinking of Elton John when I say that. But eventually, you will bump into something. Okay, and it's kind of like it's like Ripley in the Aliens movie. You know, drifting in space for 50 years, and then ran into something. Someone happened to find her. You know, I kind of feel as if you're just you're just about here in this. It's almost like the white flag is being raised up the mast already. And just as you're about to sort of plunge overboard or whatever, I feel like you're going to get all of this energy coming in. Everybody is sort of rallying to support you. All of these, it could be spirit guides. These could be literal friends, family members. Okay? I feel like maybe they are answers to all of these questions that we felt like it's almost getting pointless to start asking them, you know? Anyway, we've got fire, we've got water, we've got a little bit of air, and we've got our earth energy, okay? The fire energy, I think, is the beginning of this, it's the beginning of this very active energy. It's almost like at the last moment, there's this surge of energy, like you just somehow found this reserve gas tank, and you're just kind of just pushing as hard as you can one more time. Yeah. Because as much as you may feel this existential angst, you know, I don't feel that you're a quitter. I don't feel that you are going to actually give up, even though we're sort of, it's kind of like a cry for help. It's almost like we're doing it for the attention of the universe. We're saying, okay, universe, that's it. I'm going to give up now. I'm going to surrender to my fate now. Do you hear me? You know? And then, Spirit's just kind of yawning, be like, okay, Gemini, okay. And then here, just as suspected, you rally. You're rallying. And I wonder if this is maybe a work thing, if it's a career thing, if it's sort of a life thing. Okay? This is that, all of these energies are coming at the same time to assist you. And the Knight of Swords in the background here. So we've got Aries, we've got Libra, we've got Cancer and Capricorn. We've got all of the cardinal signs. Okay? That all of these spirits, all of these entities, angels, spirit guides, maybe even people in your life, are rallying around you, okay? And the Knight of Swords in the background here, I feel like you're a very open-minded person. I feel that you're always willing to consider other ideas, that you're willing to listen to other opinions, even if you don't really agree with them, you're willing to hear people out. And I think that this is sort of an unconventional idea for you. Whatever this is that's coming in, if it's coming through a person or maybe an inspiration, a thought in your head, a light bulb on top of your head, This is maybe something unconventional for you. It might be saying, don't surrender to what you are calling your fate, to just drift lonely out in space, right? Think outside the box, Do something unconventional. Allow there to be just some off-the-wall idea that just might work. That saying, it might just be crazy enough to work. I don't know what movie that's from, but that's sort of the idea here. Okay? That I think when we are this close to giving up, it's sort of like we're willing to entertain anything. It's like, I'm all out of ideas. I'm just going to, just the craziest stuff I could think of, you know? And it just might work. Yeah, just might work. I want to do one thing for you that I haven't done in a while, and that is the yes-no coin. Because I feel like with that universe card, there is a question. There is something on your mind. There is something that you wish to know, a question that you're asking, and it's kind of like the Hanged Man is just saying, fine, Spirit, don't answer me, you know? I think Spirit is answering you. I think that you have a lot of support. You have these Spirit guides around you. We're just having a little bit of a difficulty perhaps hearing them, right, or communicating with them, or sort of tempering our heart a little bit so that we can really listen. Yeah. So what I want you to do with the yes/no coin is right now formulate a yes or a no question in your mind. Write it down, say it to a friend, whatever you want to do, but formulate that yes or no question. I'm going to spin the coin, and we'll see what Spirit says. Okay. Now, I don't know the question, but I'll tell you the answer. So here we go. Have your question ready. And it is a yes. See, there's a yes. I don't know if you can see it. So, yes. Will this work? Yes. Is this are you going to be sort of rescued out here in space? Yes. Are you going to come back together with these stars rather than this feeling of distance? Are we going to come together with something? Yes. I feel that there's this fire being started, this fresh idea, and it's moving your heart. There's the passion that's being started, right? I feel like these are the engines, these are the thrusters, the rocket boosters are firing up again. It almost feels as if the astronauts already given up and just said, well, I'm just gonna float here forever, you know? And then suddenly there's like, you have like a little bit of oxygen left, right? Like just, you're down to like 1%. This is it, this is the end. And it's like, wait a minute, I know the answer, right? And they start tinkering with stuff, and then suddenly they activate the rockets, and they're saved. They save themselves, right? It happens all the time. We see that motif in every movie. That's what I see here. These are the rocket boosters, right? And they're sending you right there to that Knight of Pentacles. This is vital energy. This is mental and emotional energy being activated in the passion. Now, this is sending you forward with this wonderful idea, with this wonderful momentum, right? That you're able to change your course, and this is taking you, I think, closer to your goals. We may feel that our goals are getting further away, right? That star card or the sun card. We haven't seen a sun or a star card here in a couple days, right? Feels like we're getting further and further away from our goals, and our universe is expanding, and it just means that we're getting further away. Now you're figuring out what you need to do to push to sort of just to fly forward. And Ace of Wands. Did it again. 9 of Wands. It looks like the ace. Because I feel that this is you as an individual. Nobody's doing this for you. You may be part of a team. Yes, I think there are other people around you. Co-workers, family, friends. Yes. But they are not doing anything for you. This is something that you are picking yourself up by your bootstraps, and you're doing it. It is you against the world here, right? It is that lonely astronaut who suddenly has the idea how to save themselves and now has to scramble at the last minute to do it, to make it work, right? And you are making it work, and we know that on the other side here. That this is sort of this is a gut feeling. This is an instinct. This is just like last-ditch effort energy almost, you know? It's kind of just like it's a shot in the dark. It's the Hail Mary. It's, you know, it is that if this doesn't work, nothing else will, but who cares, because this was the end anyway. What else have I got to lose? I might as well do it, right? So you're standing up with this confidence, and you're just going to give it everything you've got, because why not? What's the worst that can happen? You are already drifting aimlessly, you know? So I think this is really a lot of that confidence. This is that resolve and that commitment. I like this. The resilience, that the hanged man is sort of waking up. And I think the hanged man, rather than the hanged man being like this and we're just surrendering to our fate, we're saying, wait a second here. I've got an idea. And this is now the hanged man emerging from this water victorious, not just sinking into it and resigning themselves to it, but now saying, wait, no. I'm going to swim to the top here. I'm going to get out of this. And I'm going to get closer to this goal or closer to whatever this energy is that we feel like we're drifting further away from. Okay? Spirit's also saying that there's been some digestive trouble lately. Yeah. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. This is where it really starts paying off, As I talk about these cards, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, and it supports the channel, and I really appreciate that. So your 9 of Pentacles here, this now is progress. Now it seems like we're catching up to that other spaceship. We're getting closer to that other star. We're gaining ground here. Now we're not getting further away. We've kicked on our afterburners here, and we're actually closing the distance. Yeah, we're gaining on them, right? And I think that this is the card called gain anyway, right? And it usually means an accumulation of wealth. Where maybe it's through an inheritance, it's some sort of surprise money coming in. I think that this is a huge change in your income, and it might be that at the last moment we thought we were lost, but then I know, last thing I'll call somebody or I'll apply for this loan or I'll ask for the raise or whatever it is. I feel like at the last minute you have this Hail Mary idea and it pays off. And the resources, the people, the places, the things that you need come in, and they're here. Last minute. Right down to the wire. This is coming right down to it. This might be something about your home too. Spirit's saying that there are some home improvements that you need to be focused on, something that needs repair around your living space. Yeah. Could be talking about a health situation. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I don't know any doctor that would wear this outfit, except maybe on TV, I guess. But I feel like maybe this is talking about a health or a wellness kind of thing, that there is, it seems to me like it might be a last minute decision to try something more experimental. Does that make sense? Now, I can't give medical advice, medical readings. I'm not a doctor. That ain't what this is, right? I'm just reading the energy here. It's not anything that you don't already know about, but I think that maybe this is like, you're taking a risk on something experimental and it's working. Okay? We could be talking about health or wealth, fitness or finances, or both. Okay? Spirit's saying that you're ready for a fresh start. You're ready to begin again. And maybe the 9 of Wands here is sort of we're looking for this return of our strength and vitality. This is the return of health just as much as all the 9s are. All the 9s are talking about the fundamental, foundational strength of your body and soul. Yeah. So this is the return of your energy, your power, your strength, your vitality. This is what you're looking forward to. And this is kind of what we need to muster in order to rally ourselves to try this experimental thing, or to, maybe this is, you're sort of changing your mind. Instead of saying, well, whatever it is, I'm just doomed, that's it, I give up. No, you're saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to beat this thing. Okay? It could be a health issue. Yeah. I'm not making any prognoses, but I'm just telling you what the energy says. The 5 of Cups that we have is, waves of emotion. Waves of emotion. And I think that, in some ways the Hanged Man is just it's just sort of bowing out of the ups and downs of life, right? With the 5 of Cups, I feel that it's coming from your environment too. So I feel like there's a lot of people around you that are sort of tugging on your heartstrings. And one moment there's a lot of optimism. The next moment there's some pessimism. One day you're up, one day you're down. One day you're hopeful, one day you're like, forget it. Okay. Spirit saying that there's someone that was in law enforcement in your family. Yeah. I don't know if it was you or somebody close to you had sort of either a first responder or law enforcement kind of job or career or interest even, maybe, yeah. With the Five of Cups here, we're trying not to be moved or motivated or influenced by the emotions coming around us. It's kind of like if everybody's crying, then it's hard for you not to just give in and do what they want, you know? At the same time, I feel like you don't really like people cheering for you either. It's like you don't want the hoopla. You don't want the fanfare in your life. I feel like you are sort of, you want to be close, you want the intimacy, you want to feel like you have your people close, but you don't want to really be like the center of attention. You want to just be a star in the company of other stars. You know, two stars don't kind of look at each other and be like, damn, look at that star. You know, we're all stars, we're all doing our thing. So I feel like you don't like the limelight, but you want the closeness, you want the intimacy, but you don't want to be a spectacle, right? So you sort of like doing things under the radar a little bit, you know. And so I think that there's a humbleness in you, and especially if we are talking about something financial or health related with this nine of all these nines. I feel like you're not really making a big show of it, you know. It seems that if this is a return of health, if this is a really just, you know, big money coming in, it's gonna be a long time before people are gonna look and be like, what happened? You didn't tell me, you know. You're not out there announcing it. You're not out there announcing it because I feel like you don't want the emotional energy coming back. You don't want people crying and bawling all over you and hugging you and lifting you up and making a big deal of it. You know what I mean? I think you're that person that's like, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to flip out. I don't want you to react and cheer and shout and hug me and stuff. I'm just, you know, I made a lot of money. Oh, and then, you know, people have to restrain themselves, you know. I feel that's your energy. It's difficult for you. The Nine of Cups is in the position of what is difficult. And it's difficult for you, I think, to accept the progress, accept something as being real. It's kind of like we don't want to be celebrated, right? Because then it kind of like, it's almost tempting the universe to take it away from us, you know? And I feel you, because I'm like that sometimes. When something really, really good happens, I'm like, nobody talk about it, nobody mention it. Let's just pretend it's not there. Because as soon as I start getting happy and celebrating it and cheering and telling everybody, the universe can take it away. I don't think it works that way, but maybe in your history it has seemed as if that is the case, you know? So it's difficult for you to really say, hey, this is real, you know? You got to pinch yourself, and you're the person that you're going to pinch yourself several times over several days before something is really, really, really deemed real and okay, now it can come inside the house and I'll accept it, you know? This is real, okay? This is real, and this is affecting your life physically and financially, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively. And we see the emissaries from every realm here on the table. Physical, financial, mental, emotional, and then spiritual, creative. Okay, you have the emissary from every realm, and what each of these cards are doing. If we look at the knights, they're all looking forward. Every one of the knights is looking toward the future. Okay, you realize that creatively, spiritually, you have this. There's a future now. There's sort of this optimism that says I can make plans. Mentally, emotionally, what are my goals now? And physically, financially, as we get to the Knight of Pentacles, this kind of encompasses all of it. This is asking you, well, now that this big win has come in, physical or financial, whatever's going on with you, Now that this is real and you've accepted it as being real, and you say, okay, it's here, it's meant for me, it really does have my name on it. It's kind of like suddenly you see $1 million in the bank. You say, I'm not going to spend it because maybe it was a mistake. So you give it a few days and you verify and say, okay, it's not a mistake, it's really mine. Now you realize that you can start planning long-term futures. That you can now mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creative, physically, financial, now you can make plans. So this is the card of making plans. This is the card of having a vision of the future. Who are you? Where are you? And what are you doing? It's a lot different than what you felt you were going to be doing here. This was kind of like, I don't even need to have the vision because it's just obvious what's going to happen, you know, what will become of me. But here now we're saying, now my future it's open now. Now I can make long-term plans. I can have long-term goals again. And it's kind of like, wowee, you know? So we have to set up those long-term goals. And of course we start the journey of moving toward these. But I think that this is the moment where every fiber of your being realizes that you do have a future. It didn't look as bleak as it did at the beginning. Now this is something that really it's very, very good. I can't even put into words how this energy is shifted, and I feel like it's big income changes. I feel like this is money, you know, but it's everything too. It's health, it's wealth, it's mental, emotional, spiritual, creative. Okay, I never get tired of saying that. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what Mr. Ed is going to reveal to us. Maybe the Lover's card, right? Maybe we need your Power card. I feel like it's going to, whatever suit it is, whether it's fire, water, air, or earth, I think is going to emphasize the sort of the main theme here. If it's earth energy, then okay, I'm thinking it's going to be physical, financial. If it's maybe some water energy, then maybe this is really about intimacy, about love, about connection. You know, that sort of thing. Well, let's see what it is. You have a prediction, you put it in the comments. Here we go. It's a Two of Cups. It's almost like the Lover's card, right? Might as well be. This is about the closeness between you and your other stars. Your pets, your plants, your people, your friends and family, your loved ones. Feeling as if you're getting closer to everybody. And maybe because of whatever situation you were in, it felt like people were getting further away. And you were sort of okay with that. It's almost like if we know we're on our way out, we don't want to get close to people. That's just going to hurt them. It's going to hurt us. I don't want it. Okay. If it's a financial thing, it's almost like we just kind of we don't have the means maybe to be as close with people as we want, and so it just feels that there's this distance. There is a gap between you and other people. That gap is no more. Okay, this is you now uniting, bonding, having those intimate relationships with your people. There's no longer this cold, vast emptiness of space. Now space is teeming with life, teeming with joy, beauty, love, connection. Not even, romantically, yes, but platonically, family, friends, creative connections, business connections, divine connections. Okay, this is the closeness now. This is the love. Love is the glue that holds everything together. Love, in your case, is the magnetism that's going to contract the boundaries of space for you. Okay, and I mean that in a good way. It's going to bring everything in your life closer together, with you at the center. This is the magnetism that we mentioned in the very first part of the reading. Yeah, it's love. Love is that magnetism. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Gemini, Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.